Hi there, welcome and thank you for being here. We're gonna dive on in. We're gonna get you some clarity, see what's going on in the energy and what messages would be the most helpful for you to hear today. It's a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's perfect. See what resonates. Always follow and trust that beautiful, deep, direct, divine connection that's in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the tarot and see what the foundational situation energy is and flow from there. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ, consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the foundational focus? Wow. Ooh, victory. Foundational focus is getting back on track on your road to your destiny, to victory, feeling like you're back in control of a situation, releasing control, releasing the reins where they don't belong, and you have these amazing energies working with you. It's sometimes where you felt like it was a little bit of a rough road. You may have hit a pothole or two. You may have gotten off track. You've lost your map for a little while. You totally forgot to how to switch gears on your stick shift. But here, this person is sitting almost in a meditative pose, super comfortable with this wheel. It's spinning almost like a chakra. So there's something about really listening to your gut. Also, there's something about your roots, your sacral chakra, getting grounded on a situation. But I feel like there's something now spinning. You also have a golden armor on here. So there's something about the energy changing. There's something about you valuing what you're working on or where you're going to or what you're doing with your time and your energy. It's almost like this energy in your gut, this thing that you're holding on to, almost like a gigantic, beautiful shield or a pentacle. The seed of potential is now finally moving. It's almost like a fan. It's so intense that it's almost like it's creating the movement without you having to do anything. I hope that made sense. Because look at the air behind you. It's almost like it's spinning. So, if it's like one of those weird boats that they have on, in like I don't know, I wanted to say the bog, but I think that's for cranberries. Like where it's not very deep. So there's those big fans that kind of skim you along the top, in case you have to go over an alligator or two. It's almost like that engine, that, I don't know why I see steam, almost like a steamboat. Maybe you do something with boats. I keep seeing boats, even though this is a chariot. Maybe you're going on a trip on a boat. It could even be like a kayak that I see. But there's something about this momentum in your soul that's a driving force, is actually creating these changes in the actual universe, in the actual energies around you for things to orchestrate in your favor. It's actually really big. And there's something about, look at it, it's the chariot. You see all this movement around it, and yet this dude in the golden suit's just kind of sitting there, in like a yoga pose, protected, maybe protecting something in something specific, something important, something personal. But I feel like this is spiritual protection around you. And you have all of these sphinx here. The dichotomy of the different energies, the black, the white, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine. And you have these sphinx looking in different directions, almost as protection, or like they're looking out for you. It's also, I don't know, maybe you connect to, it's very specific, like a griffin, I see. Even, so let's see, you're also protected. Your canvas or your hood here it looks like it's partly water and partly the blue sky. Chariot, it's really powerful. Feeling like you're finally on the right road. It's also like you're sitting on the yellow brick road. So there's something about following the yellow brick road or paving your own path of gold. There's something about gold. Maybe you connect to gold. Maybe you've gotten a gold, piece lately. But it kind of does look like the sphinx here are also silver. So sun, moon, silver, gold. Maybe you work with metals. 7, which is a spiritual number. Let's ask about this chariot. Let's go to something totally different though. Like really different. How different should we go? How low should you go? How low? This one. Let's go hidden. Perfect. Let's do the guides of the hidden realms. This is the Collette Baron-Reid deck. And let's just see why the chariot is coming in. This could be somebody moving forward with you, towards you. It could also be somebody you've inspired, or you receive the right inspiration to, like, I just see you booking it. I feel like before, maybe you're booking something. Maybe it's a trip. Sometimes the chariot is a road trip. It's an actual journey. It's movement, but it's very fast and it's very strong and it's very secure and very direct. Maybe some of you are getting like, I want to say like an alarm system, like a new alarm system in your house or something like that. I also see you getting, what do they call that? Not a guarantee or a warranty. You know, if like you book a ticket and it doesn't work out, like traveler's warranty or something like that, just in case there's weird weather or something happens. I feel like some of you should get the warranty if it's anything that's a big purchase, or if it's anything that you kind of feel is sort of wishy-washy. I also know this is different, but I feel like some of you, if you take a lot of like check-in bags, I kind of feel like some of you might get your bags lost. They might not arrive at the destination the same time as you. I do feel like you'll get them back, but I also feel like something may have gotten lost. So maybe if you can, just bring a carry-on, you know, what you have on your person so you know you got what you need. I also see somebody that has like, I want to say like a really unusual suitcase that's so specific, but sometimes I get really specific messages. Like very specifically, I thought of Vera Bradley, and I know she's a designer. She kind of has like quilted sort of things. Maybe you have a Vera Bradley purse or something like that, or something kind of like that. It kind of looks like it's homemade, but it's actually designer. Or if some of you are going on vacation, maybe you get the craziest suitcase you can find. So when it comes around that wheelie thing, you can find it first. And you're like, yeah, nobody else has the pineapple, you know, the pineapple suitcase but me. You know, it's yours. There's something about your luggage standing out and that being important. Hopefully that helps you guys. That being said, let's go to the guides from the hidden realms. I feel like I keep hearing lost. For some of you, extra message. I feel like some of you may have money in like a old lost bank account, something like that, or like, you know, where they have like lost money, like checks you never picked up, or something that got lost in the mail. I feel like some of you, if you find the right source, you can go somewhere and there's all this stuff that's kind of just sitting somewhere waiting for you to claim it. I hope that made sense. That's actually really cool. And I feel like maybe that's enough money to go on a vacation with for some of you. All right. Guides from the hidden realm. What is this? It's so pretty. It matches. It's 6. Do I have my glasses? I think I forgot them. So 6 is like love. Oh, look at you. You're ripe, you're juicy, you're plump, and you're ready. Oh, I love this. I mean, that absolutely makes sense. Maybe for some of you, this is movement in a partnership, you know, in a romance. Something's really starting to solidify and feel like it's finally on the right road or unfolding in a beautiful manner. What is this? Posed for success. You have victory. You're posing, but I don't think even this guy kind of looks like he could be posing, but it's not like posing. It feels kind of organic. It's not like a setup situation. It feels like it just happens. Potential, just waiting to be realized. That's what I saw. Oh my gosh, that's what I mean, this is also potential in you, but I do feel like potentially there is something out there, whether that's an open door, whether that's the right job, whether that's the right person, whether that's even what I saw that could be lost and it's been yours all along. What is meant for you will definitely be coming in. Maybe you felt like there was a situation that was a lost cause, but it's actually not. It's just, you know, it needed to grow its roots. It was a little sour before, and now it's plump and ripe and juicy and ready for you to pluck and explore. Hey, look at you. It does kind of look like you have, I don't know if it's like a tomato or a pomegranate, an apple right on your head. I feel like you're going to hit your target. I also feel like there's something maybe about somebody's lips that you recognize, or you like somebody's kind of like that little thing, that little smirky thing. Maybe somebody has a little smirky look that you like. Potential just waiting to be realized. The potential was there the whole time. Someone just had to change their mindset, change their direction, change their, I just heard enthusiasm, but change their, I just heard gumption. Change your gumption and go in the direction of destiny. This is also something that has been in you the whole time. Maybe this is an untapped talent. Maybe this is something that your soul recognizes that you need to do because you've already done it in past lives. I just keep seeing that now. I keep seeing like the cherry on top. Maybe something is starting to go, you know, much better, or something was already going well, but there's that like extra icing or that cherry on top. I just looked at that 1111. That's, I just keep hearing solidified something, grounded something. So, all right, what's ripe and juicy and ready? Maybe somebody else was a little sourpuss before, and now somebody has grown into themselves or tapped into their inner potential. Maybe you saw potential in somebody else, but they had to look in the mirror and recognize it within themselves. Even if you see potential in someone, if somebody doesn't believe in themselves, it's not going to get them very far. Even if you, like even if you try to hold their hand to get on the chariot, it's like they're going to sit there and like clench. If they see somebody like clenching the handle and I don't know, I'm going to stall, you know? I don't know why I like when I get random messages. I just saw somebody trying to back up like a boat. I did see a boat before, or like a trailer. And that's not easy. You kind of have to do it opposite than you think to get the trailer to go a different way. Maybe somebody is learning to even like drive a fancy ass lawnmower, like a 0 turn, or getting their like, I'm getting like a truck license or something like that. Maybe even a pilot's license. I just saw somebody getting a fishing license. Going fishing. I think even if you have a kayak, you still have to get one of those stickers on the kayak to go out. So maybe it's something like that. All right, we had all that, like kept seeing like that kind of energy. And I do have the Wild Reflections tarot here. But I still feel like there's something else. Let's do an angel number. What is an angel number on ripe, juicy, and ready? And 6 and 7. You definitely have a progression with a 6 and a 7. And 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 808. Or what is it? 08, 08, 08. Swift action. Oh, look what something's going to be moving for you guys. So whatever it is, just maybe you got to get prepared. Maybe you got to, you know, start to get enough sleep. Know that that momentum is going to build up. Even just get excited that you know something's going to move. If you hit a roadblock, if you hit a pothole, it's okay. You're going to get back on the right highway, back on the spiritual highway. Something's going to start to move beautifully for you. It's wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affection, inner strength, and auspicious outcomes. Ooh, it's not what you expect. It's something a little mysterious. You will enter a time of expansion. So begin taking steps forward, achieving your ultimate objective immediately. All of this energy is telling you something's plump, it's juicy. So don't wait for that fruit, that situation, that opportunity, that chance to sit on the, just sit on the tree, and now it's going to start to get all rotten and gushy and gross. There's a time now where something is just right for you. So finances, hey, will miraculously improve. Oh, by the way, somebody has their mind set on you. that's like all around. You got, you know, shit's going pretty good for you. You're pretty much like doing something that's in your destiny. You're feeling better about yourself. You're embodying this, like, take the situations when they're there, go through the open door, knock on the ones that are closed. I just saw, even if it's closed, you could turn around, you go a different way, and there's a new open door. And it looks like somebody's really got their eye on you. They got the Google eyes for you. They're kind of thinking you're, you know, you got it going on, even if you don't feel like you got it going on. There's something where it's just how you handle the journey. Swift action. Well, so let's see what's going on. Let's dive on into the wild reflections. Get a little wild for you guys. Oh, Wet and Wild. Wasn't that like Wet and Wild, like an old gel for hair in like the 80s? It had a smell. I just remember the smell. You know, there's something about where maybe something is like dated. I just think of like how the hair gel made your hair all like crunch, and now you can get like a really awesome like pomade, and it does exactly what you want, and it kind of looks shiny, but it's not greasy, but it's not crunchy. There's something about that you're finding, like the perfect pomade. Maybe not literally, but kind of like that. Like, why go for the Wet and Wild or Dep? That was it. Like DEP or B, something like, I'm going way back to when I was like little. It's like there's been a new way to get a better result than something being so crunchy. I don't know why I keep saying something like crunchy and hard. All right, let's just see. Sometimes the descriptions that come through here. Let's ask about all of these, even though all of these relate to each other. They all kind of connect. So let's just get a foundation. What is the biggest thing to know about the connection of all of these right now for, wow, the collective? Please and thank you. You have two. The Six of Cups and the King of Wands. So you might be connecting to somebody that is a soulmate that you have known in past lifetimes. You know, sometimes this is a nostalgic energy. It's remembering a beautiful moment. It's getting kind of lost back there and forgetting about what you're doing right now. The, you know, extra energy with the Six of Cups is to remember exactly what you're doing now, so it can be a beautiful memory you remember tomorrow. It's like a conundrum, but it could be somebody coming back from the past. It's also anybody that you meet now, in the future, or you already have, where as soon as you met them, you just felt like you were home. It felt like a soulmate. It felt like even if you've had 5 minutes of conversation, it could have been love at first sight, or it was somebody you just felt comfortable around. Like, how did you just meet your bestie and you only talked to them for 5 minutes? It's just kind of, it's more like a soul connection. It's an innocent love. It can be platonic, but it's usually pure. It's beautiful. It's kind of pure love. But if you are getting stuck in the past, it's time to get out of the past, let the past go, or recreate your now and recreate your new future. Some of you could be connecting with your inner child. I'm not getting that this is specifically you connecting to children, although some of you might have children. I would feel like maybe you feel like your children are growing up. So maybe some of you have older children, or somebody has children that have hit that next stage, you know, they're out of puberty or they're just into puberty, something like that, where it's like there's a difference in how they connect with you. But I feel like for some of you, you confidently connect to somebody, kind of makes you feel like a kid, but in a beautiful way. It's somebody that you feel like you can play with, be a goofy puss with, and have a good time. And there's not really a judgment. It's somebody that maybe you know, take them out of their comfort zone, because the King of Wands wants to expand. Guess what he has? He has just a little carry-on. He doesn't have a big suitcase. He's holding that rod of passion, and it definitely has some energy in it. But he is sitting relaxed. He has his lantern of illumination. If he gets into a situation, he can't quite see the map, he knows how to fix that situation. He's prepared enough. But I'm getting kind of not overly so, because usually this is somebody who's confident in being spontaneous, confident in what they might not know yet. You have the whole world behind you. So maybe he's been to some of these places in the world. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he knows as soon as he gets there, he knows to go to the local place and talk to the people that live there, not necessarily the concierge that takes you where the tourists go. This is somebody that kind of wants to go, you know, they want to see what the place is really like. I kind of get this is not really somebody that wants to go on a cruise and, you know, maybe you get to see the pretty towns, but you only really have enough time to look at this same gift shop no matter what country it is. Sort of what I get. Like somebody that they're like, oh, you have 3 hours here and then the boat's going to leave without you. And I don't even know if they give you the signal, but it's like you only have enough time on those things. I am getting a cruise for some of you, but I'm kind of getting either you're on a cruise and this is somebody really exciting that you don't even care, you know, what stop is next as long as you're by this person and his like kind of, I'm getting kind of like crazy but fun energy. I'm getting that he's kind of goofy. Even though he has kind of a sour look on his face. Maybe this person's out of their element. Maybe they're even a little upset plans didn't go according to planned, or plans kind of his, you know, his luggage got lost. But I feel like his nature is happy. His nature is funny. His nature is kind of bright and a little daring too. So maybe you're connecting to someone daring. Maybe some of you are going on vacation or going to travel somewhere in the world because of a certain person, inspired by a certain person, or this person's traveling to you. Maybe that is somebody from your past. Maybe you just meet somebody when you're out and about where you don't even know why this person seems so familiar. But I am getting that somebody doesn't want to just see the same like gift shop. I feel like that's boring someone. Like it's like this person had the map, you know, they expected all this adventure and then they didn't realize that they only had 5 hours and can only see like the same dumb souvenirs every single time. I feel like this is somebody who wouldn't be scared of missing the boat. Interesting. Like he's like, I got my backpack. You know, I'll take an Uber, I'll take a plane, and I'll catch up at the end of the cruise to get the rest of my shit. I just want to do this on my own. I can come up with a way better itinerary. I kind of feel like the King of Wands would do something like that. I'd be like, oh, well, missed the boat. Here we go. Guess we have to hang out this crazy island. It's kind of nice here anyway. That boat sucked. Upside down, King of Wands is pompous, full of himself, probably upset inside of himself because he has that desire to expand, but then only talks about it and never does it. It's usually somebody who's very, you know, people like the King of Wands. He's kind of like a rock star, you know? He's got his little groupies, but if he's in like a weird mental state or emotional state, or especially if he is not expanding because his soul is calling him on his road of destiny, he would probably almost like put that out in anger, bitterness even, you know, taking it out on everything else, or overcompensating for something that he feels like he's lacking inside. Because if he's lacking anything, it's that connection to that soul energy, that creativity, that drive and ambition and expansion and adventure and all that kind of energy that's just kind of fiery. And if he just feels like it's like so weird, it's just kind of nothing. He might even blame others or feel like it's everyone else's fault, but yet he's powerful enough to get up there and make something change around in his life. Hopefully that made sense. It could also be I mean, he is wearing a lion shirt, so maybe heavy on the Leo, but it could also be a Sagittarius or an Aries. This could be somebody you know. It could be you, that you're just embodying this, you know, go do it, make it happen kind of energy. Let's see. Clarify. I want to know specifically about the King of Wands. Tell us about the King of Wands. The King of Wands may have been holding on to something a little too tightly, you know? It's like he has all those beautiful sunflowers, those beautiful opportunities there, but sometimes with that Four of Pentacles energy, if you don't have that letting something go, you know, allowing something to flow, then you don't have the space in your arms for something bigger to come in. It could be, I did see somebody, you know, I actually just saw somebody finding maybe money in a coat, money in a like old pair of pants that you washed and you didn't even know you had some money in there. Maybe an old purse, an old wallet, something like that. This is usually a miser energy. They're not really that happy. This is somebody saving forever for the vacation and never booking the ticket because it's never the best deal, you know, or they don't want to take time off because they want to save for that vacation that they never take off to go on vacation with. It's paying attention to your finances. Maybe for some of you, if you do want to travel or you do connect to a certain person from your past, maybe there's a way for you to save together or to put enough away every day, every week, every month, something like that. So you have a cushion when you need it. But then when you need it, don't be afraid to use it. If you have something that is there, you know, for purposes of the extra, the excess, then there's nothing wrong with the excess. But if there's excess and somebody is just spending, you know, everything they see, every great deal that's going on is the best thing ever, and then it's just hoarding or stuff all over, there's going to be so much stuff around you, you actually are blocking the energy. I actually see feng shui, like you're actually blocking the energetic abundanceness of the right things coming in. There is actually feng shui where having certain objects in your house can be beneficial or not. There's also feng shui that's not just about how you rearrange your furniture, but the certain coloring that you have in your house. There's certain colors that you can have in your house that bring a positive flow and vibration of success and abundance in your life. Maybe look that up. The Four of Pentacles is usually somebody that wants to be the king. They want to be the emperor, but you know, there's always a lack mentality that actually stalls that huge abundance. It could be somebody holding on to a specific itinerary or way something had to unfold, or something that was planned. Maybe if something didn't go according to plan, that threw somebody off their game. It could also be that there's somebody really holding on to somebody from their past, whether that's through love, or I kind of feel like somebody wants to express that. If somebody's been holding on to something and never really gave a tangible offer with that Pentacles, I feel like somebody is maybe gaining the confidence to actually connect to somebody they feel is a soulmate and make a tangible offer, but there has to be an in and outward flow, or it's always going to kind of get to a point and feel stagnant. Maybe somebody also has a cabin in the woods, or there's something about a little cabin in the woods. Clarify, why is the Four of Pentacles here? Tell us about the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is here because somebody knows they've been holding on too long, because somebody has been holding on to what they see as tangible, but not listening to their higher self, listening to their deep intuition, that deep knowing, even when you don't know how you know or why it's a certain way, you just know you know, and sometimes that's all that you need to know. But you know, you just, stuff has a lot of no's. I feel like it is a knowing. This is a high priestess holding the new moon. She has her bare feet and some sassy ripped jean shorts, but her bare feet are actually in the clouds. But the trees by her are all the way up to the sky, and there's something about this staircase. I feel like somebody is actually knowing that they can jump timelines, or that they can totally change the flow or the destiny of their life if they follow this divine guidance, if they do it with the truth of that direct connection to it turning out for the highest and greatest good of all, and get out of anything that was maybe lower vibration, smothering, and selfish ego intentions, because this also can be somebody way in their ego, big old inflated head, you know. And this is somebody that just recognizes the lessons come when they come. You know, the right thing that's meant for you will come when you're ready for it. The teacher will find the right student when the teacher is ready. The student will find the right teacher when the teacher is ready. It's spiritual knowledge. It's spiritual insight. It's spiritual wisdom. It's your psychic gifts. It's your third eye. It's that knowing. It's the gut feelings. If the high priestess is upside down, she's like blocking all of that true insight, because her head or her ego or her maybe lower vibrations are actually creating a block to her getting the most divine insight. The most divine insight that comes through isn't always what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear. What's at the bottom? The Eight of Swords. So it looks like whatever this insight is coming in is helping somebody getting out of stagnation. This insight is you really believing in your spiritual gifts. This could be somebody else who maybe in silence even totally believes in you, but the wisdom of the High Priestess, she's not going to do your homework for you. She's not going to make you understand that lesson. It has to be natural. It has to be a desire that somebody wants to change. It has to be a desire that somebody wants to get out of where they imagined or perceive themselves to always be stuck, be trapped, be, you know, in those blindfolded, you never see the truth, you're chained up, or you have your ropes all about you, you can't move anywhere. But this person isn't actually trapped. It's just them looking at a wonky reflection of themselves, or a wonky reflection that they gained by outside sources, because everyone else gives a reflection to us. So if somebody was worried about everyone else's reflection towards them and not tapping into their inner truth of who they really are, that can make that water seem all weird. You know, whether you're staring at boiling water or, you know, water that's just kind of like, I just see this, you know, I'm getting like a sound. It's really weird, but they can't see themselves clearly. So this is where somebody has to change their mindset, that they weren't stuck the whole time. They just had to think about something a different way, you know? It's not even this lack of in and outward flow or abundance here. It's just maybe planted in the wrong place. You know, if you take all of those pentacles or those seeds, but you bury them in the treasure chest, you know, and I see something in iron, and then you bury it in the backyard, they're not going to grow very big. But if you like kind of be a little more flexible with where's an investment, where can be a savings, you know, something like that. But I feel like that investment is maybe on a relationship. That investment is maybe on what you are working on or what you're pursuing. I feel like that investment is also something that invests in yourself. And if investing in yourself is getting you feel like you're not tied up anymore, like you have the freedom to travel the world, connect to people you vibe with on that beautiful purity kind of love, then one step to unstick yourself is worth the effort. This person has the potential with those, they're swords, but I actually like that they're arrows here, you know, to hit their target. But here, they're not going to hit the target and do the archery very, you know, very good if they believed they can't pull back the bow or release something or hit something directly, even if it's maybe not getting the bullseye, but you learn to adjust, and next time you hit the bullseye. Stepping up to bat. This is somebody who's changing their belief that they can do it instead of they can't. That you don't have to do it, you get to do it. Here, just staying stuck, pretending that that reflection is the truth, and it isn't. Spirit is always going to guide you to have a way through or a way out or a way around or a way to, if that is for your highest and greatest good. No one's supposed to be stuck there. Eventually, you're going to get, you know, really numb in that situation. I did just think of that song, Numb. Oh, become so... Was that Linkin Park? So maybe somebody's healing the wounds. It's like a line in that song. This is just somebody changing how they see something, taking off the blindfold, wanting to see the truth is the biggest step. Seeing the reality of your situation, to know what, if you don't want to see it because you're afraid of what it will be, or you don't want to see it because somebody else told you it's going to, you know, someone else told you it's going to be a certain way and you're going by how somebody else sees something and not how you see something, then that blindfold needs to come off. It could also be where somebody comes through with this beautiful divine help to say, hey, I know you have that blindfold on, but, you know, it's actually kind of loose in the back. Just take your head and like go with like this, and you could totally take it off. Are you ready to see the truth? Are you ready to change how your mind is perceiving something? Are you ready to not feel stuck all the time? Are you ready? If somebody's ready, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. So it looks like somebody is not going to be stuck. You're not going to be stuck in that pothole, you know, in that weird reflection, in, you know, a stagnant ego mindset. I'm even getting that with a high priestess. It could have been somebody, I mean, sometimes that can be somebody who, it could be a tough teacher, keep silent because they want somebody to learn on their own. They don't want to manipulate energies for someone if they're not ready. It's like, you get it, you get it. You don't, come to me when you're ready. I'll be here. But if somebody was trying to, you know, maneuver energies in a way that was false or artificial or something like that, it kind of comes back and it still will reveal, or it still will bring in a new or an unfinished, probably a heavy karmic lesson where there's going to probably be some other energy that comes in and tries to manipulate that. So you always have to have the dichotomy, the yin, the yang. You know, if you put a certain energy out there, eventually, if you didn't learn that lesson, if not in this life, the next life, it's going to come back. So I feel like, I don't know, somebody's really having confidence maybe in their spiritual gifts or the pure intentions and vibrations around them. And it's interesting because even with a high priestess, there can be situations the high priestess can give so much wise advice and be so helpful to heal others and get insight and this knowingness on, you know, what's going on in the energies and the best thing to do. People can listen or they don't have to. They have to listen to themselves to know if that resonates with them, if that feels like truth for them. But a lot of times the high priestess doesn't always get her own advice. You know, a lot of times when that high priestess energy is truly like a gift, it is usually to help the world. It's to help others. She'll get insight to help herself, but often if it is a cycle or a karmic lesson or something like that, where she does have to actually go through the lesson to learn it, that's where you, until you ask and then you allow it to come in as it needs to, don't always feel like you're getting the right insight that you need. It's like where you can, what is that word? Like, I don't know why I heard like call the kettle black. I don't think that's the right phrase. It's like the phrase where like you can help someone else, but when that energy comes back at you, you don't know how to take it. So sometimes you have to be able to maybe ask for help. Sort of what I see. Maybe there's somebody wise around you that can help, but it would be somebody that doesn't have any personal ties to that situation and pure intentions to why they are gifting that insight. Hopefully that made sense. Because even the high priestess sometimes needs a little guidance. You know, she's in a constant evolution of learning all the time. So in that, you know, learning cycle, there's always that teacher-student. It could even be where there's somebody who is a little beautiful blessing, like a student that comes into the high priestess' life to take her to a different lesson. Actually, I hear actually make her start to question something. So let's get a few of these just to kind of go out with a bang. Oh, going out with a foxy energy. It could also be a sly kind of slick, but I see this card as a lucky omen. Maybe you get to see a fox. Maybe somebody's name is Fox. Maybe you connect to both cats and dogs because I see them like a cat dog. What else? What is this? That's true. You never know who you are talking to. There could be somebody that looks like they're really innocent and sweet, but maybe they have some cunning things going on underneath the surface. There could also be somebody who looks super beautiful, but you don't recognize how deep or how intelligent or what connections they have or who they know. You never know who you're talking to. So always talk with somebody, everybody, with the integrity and truthfulness of authenticity. Always. You never know who you're going to be talking to. You never know who you might be helping. You never know who might come through and help you. Hi baby. Hi baby. She's come out of the room and she's looking for some. She wants my attention. So let's get one more. What's one more? Woo! That's going to be shocked. Look at even how I wrote that. You're going to be shocked at how much I have changed. That's you. Somebody's going to be shocked at how much you've changed, maybe since you've seen them, you know, 2 years ago, 15 years ago, 30 years ago. Maybe somebody's going to be shocked on how much you have changed from maybe a past lifetime. They don't even know why. Hey, I know you, but you seem different this lifetime. Maybe somebody is coming back from the past and you don't even know how many changes they have now made. Maybe with confidence to get their life in a different direction, to change their own destiny. If somebody comes back or you reconnect with someone, it's almost like they come back unrecognizable and yet profoundly the same in the connection of your souls. That was kind of interesting. You will be shocked on how much I've changed. I feel like you're going to be proud of somebody on how much they've changed. Maybe that was your inspiration. Maybe somebody made some swift actions. Maybe somebody was sour for a long time and now they're plump and ripe and juicy, and you're like, yeah, I knew you would ripen up. And maybe somebody didn't have all the confidence before, but regain the confidence in who they are here and where they really want to go. And maybe that's also you. Let's end with a message from the universe, because Rose is definitely trying to get my attention. I got you, baby. I got you. You want to come up here and make a little cameo? You want to come up here and say hello? What is the last message from the universe? It is, things are going to be turned in your favor. This is a great read. Hi, there she is. Hi, baby. Want to come up here? Yeah. Let's end the reading with, ooh, thank you. Things are going to be turned in your favor. What are you smelling? People that were against you, all of a sudden, will be for you. Ideas, creativity, promotion, contracts are all going to come into your hands. As long as you open up and make some room for it to come in. I even saw somebody like going with an empty suitcase, just in case you find some cool stuff on that cruise or vacation, or that vacation off the cruise. But these messages are the same. You're in a time of expansion. Begin to take steps towards achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances are coming in. Love is coming in. Somebody has their heart set on you, whether that's working with you or growing together. I actually see you starting something with someone else, and things are all turned in your favor. So maybe even people, you know, that were a little sour, they weren't quite ripe, they weren't yet open in their own spiritual lesson, or couldn't see what you were trying to express or see where you were coming from. Maybe somebody had to go through their own cycle, go through their own lesson, and now somebody's coming back. And I'm almost even getting, for some of you, you gave somebody really beautiful advice, they just weren't in the right state to hear it. You brought them to the stream, you brought them to the water, you showed them that beautiful reflection that was the truth, but they still saw the wonky mirror, you know, the carnival mirror. Somebody now has straightened something out, connected with truth. And I do feel like maybe that is why they are connecting with you, whether that is reconnecting with you or that's just something they went through and they're really recognizing, like, in the depth of their soul, the universe of possibilities, maybe because of you or with you, towards you. With that, I bid you adieu. Hi, baby. Oh, you're like a little licky puss right now. All right, I'm going to go. My little doggy wants my attention. Are you going to say goodbye to everyone? Say goodbye, Rose. Woo! Yeah. All right, we're going to go. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. And thank you for being here. I love you so much. Bye.